今日咧，我開心請到我哋嘅有一個 LA 城市嘅市長，咁咧佢就係阿 John。Hi John，how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Wing? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you for coming back. We met and we talked, and thank you for interview for about like at least 2 years ago. Yeah, and really happy to see you again.
Well, great to see you again. Hope you've
Yeah.
been well.
Oh, good. Thank you. So would you give us some update what you've been doing? I know last time I talked to you, you were the councilman, and right now, anything new for you?
Well, no, I'm a city council member in the city of Rancho Palos Verdes. In fact, this year I've been acting as the mayor of our city.
Oh,
So I've been very active doing that. And
oh,
as you remember, I also ran for Los Angeles County Supervisor. And
yeah.
unfortunately, I lost that election back in the primary in March, but I've still been very busy with city politics.
Oh, great. Keep going. I'm sure, next time we'll look forward to hear all the good news for you. But congratulations to be a mayor. Yeah. 咁啊，John 咧就上次同佢傾偈咧，佢就係個LA City Councilman 嚟嘅。今次咧佢就升咗做市長咯喎，咁我哋好恭喜佢先，係啦。Very thank you very much and spending the time. I know right now everyone's really like sitting on the needle, and it's only 2 more days of the election days. Would you give us some word about the elections?
Sure, no, it's a presidential election that's coming up in 2 days. And obviously, it's very important for our country and probably more important for our local communities and cities because it's not just voting for the president, but we're also voting for city council members and state senators and assembly members and Congress and Senate. So it's important to vote and it's important to participate.
Yeah，係咁啊！阿 John 就話其實呢個選舉咧唔係淨係對個國家好重要，而且對呢個城市啦，同埋因為佢仲選好多議員啊咁樣嘅。咁啊，以前阿 John 都 run 過個 LA supervisor 噶，咁但係咧喺初選度咧就唔成功，但下次咧我哋一定會支持佢。Next time you run again, we'll support you,
Thank you.
especially in your area, right? You are in the we're a different city, so we are, but we'll still you will be there. So I know a lot of people really concerned about the vote, like some illegal immigrant may vote. Some I saw some ballots mailbox got burned. Some people are making some fake votes. And how what do you think about it? Can you show some light on it?
Well, I think it's terrible that we've lost a lot of confidence in people voting legally. The whole concept of free elections being free of any type of illegal activity is important because if we don't believe in our integrity of our elections, then people stop voting. They think that it's what's the point of voting? And so I think that there's been a lot of effort put in to make sure that we have as little illegal voting as possible. And that's why it's important for people that can legally vote, get out and vote this time.
OK，咁啊，John 就話好唔好彩啦，因為好多人都有做唔正當嘅 voting 啦，咁希望咧就係、但係唔好俾呢啲咁嘅非法行為令到你唔去投票喎，因為越多人投票越重要啦，咁所以咧我哋都要好努力同埋要出嚟去投票啊。Yeah, I agree with you. Not because of something will stop you voting. I know even some of my audience and viewer will talk about they're not sure if they want to vote for Trump because he's not supporting the Ukraine war. And there's some issue they'll make them hesitate to vote. So what do you think will help them to not to think about all this stuff, it's just to vote?
Well, no, and like I said, the vote is not just for the US president, but it's for people that are in our communities that affect our daily lives. And also a lot of propositions, a lot of people that own property. There's two huge bond measures on our California ballot that are going to increase our property taxes. And so I think it's important that if to vote to make sure that if those are the things you do not want to happen, that they don't, because you would hate to see something barely pass, and then the next thing you have a very expensive tax bill on something that maybe you don't believe in. So it's really important to vote, not just for president, but for everything else.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, because with the inflation and everything, we already have a lot of burden on our shoulder.
Right.
My insurance is like almost double.
Right.
It's just like ah.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I have three kids, and they all going to drive, or one is already driving, two is coming, and I cannot imagine, thing is just getting more and more, and my kids in college, and I'm sure your kid probably around their age, and it's just a lot, so
It
it's
is.
just crazy, crazy, yeah.
It
So
is.
yeah, and if we increase with property tax, I like wow,
I know, right? We
yeah.
we we don't want to have that happen if we don't have to. Let's vote these things. Let's vote no for these things.
OK，yeah，咁啊 John 咧就話如果你其實呢個選舉唔係淨係選總統嘅，咁咧好多啲我哋啲 measure 啊嗰啲標啊，譬如呢個地稅啦，會有啊，如果你唔去投咧，地稅又會增加好多啦。咁所以咧好多嘢同埋議員啦，咁好多嘢我哋都要即係 pay attention，唔係淨喺個淨係選個總統裏邊，其他咧都要去投票嘅。I really agree with you because a lot of people overlook all the important of the state level, city level, local level, and they only think about the president, right? They think election just vote for the president, but you still have to do a lot of research and look into your own local area, right?
Well, that's right. And judges, the people that are our judges,
Yeah.
there's so many important things on the ballot that we're afforded the freedom to be able to vote for these things, and these are important choices, and we can't forget about that. I mean, we're a country of free citizens that have the ability to choose our form of government, and when we stop doing that, we've given up our freedoms, and we can't do that.
That's true. We don't want to give up our rights, right?
That's right.
Our voice, right?
Our voice.
Yeah. So yeah. So John 就話我哋好幸運有呢個權力去選擇去投票啦，所以呢個我哋嘅聲音唔好唔發聲，要出嚟咧，要發多啲聲去投票嚇。咁yeah, I think I hope more people coming out, to vote, not just pay attention to the president, but pay attention to the more the local level and chose the right measure to say no. Some might say
That's right.
yes. Whatever. I know one important way to say yes is I'm sure everyone going to say yes for the measure 36.
36.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. Yeah, it's very important because
Yes.
my friend just got broke into her house a couple days ago,
Right.
and my car got broken into, and my
Right.
friend's business, got robbed over and over and over again.
Right.
It's just, it's scary, it's like, you just got to do some more. That's why we try to get everyone, and it doesn't matter what race, right? All the citizens come here to vote, please.
No, that's right. And also there's important, like the district attorney here in Los Angeles County, we have George Gascon, who we need to get rid of. People need to vote for Nathan Hochman.
Yeah.
And even though he leads in the polls, you still have to win actually at the ballot. And so people, if they don't vote, then there's a potential that someone like George Gascon gets reelected. So we can't have that either.
Yeah, totally agree. I can't wait to that happen because a lot of things need to change. Yeah.
That's right.
阿 John 就話我哋有個 measure 係叫做36，就記得係 say yes，因為咧我哋要唔可以再選呢個 district attorney。而家 district attorney 係 George Gascon 啦，佢咧就做咗好多唔應該做我哋認為啦嗰啲嘅法律，搞到咧啲治安非常之唔好，所以咧就要揀另外一個候選人叫 Nathan Hochman。Yeah, I did already vote already. So yeah, and surprisingly, this time I went to the station, it's really quiet,
Oh, it was. I vote by mail.
Oh, okay.
There weren't many people where you went to vote?
It's low line. I was
No line at all.
No, I was surprised. I went to the same place and but different time though. I went there a little late this time. Last time I went there in the morning. But even I talked to the staff in the station, they say because a lot of people already vote like you, they voted in the mail. And
Right.
yeah, this year very different. Yeah, so but it's good, people who haven't voted, and it's good you don't have to worry about the long line, right? A lot of people get discouraged. They don't want to stay in the long line. They want to waste all the time. And I think it's good. This year is kind of quiet because they say 78 million people if cast their vote. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, well, and if people haven't voted as of now, they can go to the polling place, and it probably shouldn't be as crowded because, like you said, a lot of people have voted by mail already.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't gone out and voted, you should go out and vote in person. You have till Tuesday at 8 o'clock, and everyone should get out and vote. It's important. Voice your opinion.
Okay. And also, I know a lot of people really worry about is it going to be like 2020 and we have to wait until few days to get
Right.
the decision, and they're not sure they can believe the system is going to be fair for counting the vote. So what do you think, how they're going to prevent all that thing happen? Is it possible?
Well, I mean, certainly poll people that do the poll watching can help that. I think the other thing is, like in Los Angeles County, if we had people that were elected to office, like our supervisors, the position I was running for, and they would allow more visibility of what is happening so that people have more trust in the system. I'm like you. I feel like it's one vote on election day, and then 3 days later we get the final tally and it changes from one to the other. And so you feel like, well, what's happened there? So I guess if the more people on our side, the way they feel, more conservative people are out voting, there's less likely that it'll change from one to the other. But you're right. I mean, there's a lot of work to do to build trust in our system.
係啦，阿 John 真係講得好啱，因為咧佢係真係我哋大家都好擔心呢個做假票啦。咁佢話都唔好彩，好多人咧都對呢個 system 失咗佢信心。咁但係咧今次咧希望多啲人去監票啦，咁咧就會出嚟嘅嗰個 result 希望就唔會好似上次咁啦。Yeah, I hope this time they will have more audit and have more people overlook everything. I think what you say is very important, visibility, right? And if we can more transparent and know, do you think they will give an update as they go along when they counting? Because we usually don't hear anything until the end, right? About how many votes have been counted and all that, and how many go to the Republican and Democrat. Do you think it's possible for them to do that?
Well, I mean, they don't start counting votes until the polls close at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Um, and during election day, and when they start counting the votes, they're supposed to have people watching them counting the votes, like so that there's no one bringing bags of uh, ballots that have been filled out by one party or the other. Um, I, I I don't know how long it's going to take them. I worry, like you, that it's going to take a week or 2 weeks to get the final vote here in California. Certainly in Los Angeles County, it seems to take a long time. So I hope they are giving us updates as they, once they're 50% done and
Yeah.
75% done and 100% done, so we can kind of see the progress of what's happening. But yeah, I mean, the more transparency, the better, because I think people feel like there's something bad going on, nefarious going on, and we can't have that in our elections.
I know. Yeah. So hopefully that's going to happen. So we just try our best and wish everything's going to be fair. We just want a fair election, right? We don't want to have anything just bad happen.
Well, and I guess that's the thing is if you have only one party in charge of everything, in this case in California, you have the Democratic Party in charge of everything. It it feels like if one party's in charge, there's more likelihood that things are not honest.
Fair.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's good to have both opinions and both watching each other to make sure that neither one is cheating. And right now in California, I think we feel like there's only one party in charge of everything. So the me, I'm not in that party. I'm a Republican, and
It might be
you know,
hard, right?
so I'm on the losing team right now. But so
Maybe, maybe not up to November 5th.
well, that's right. And of course, we hope that President Trump gets reelected and all that. But I worry about all the other things in California. You've got a party that wants to stay in power, and I don't know how desperate they are to cheat during elections. And I'm not saying they are or aren't, but I think it's important it doesn't matter what party you're in. It's important that our elections are honest and every vote that should be counted is counted and every illegal vote is not counted.
嗯
That's important, very important.
Yeah，咁啊，John 就話因為喺加州咧係有民主黨全部都控制好多嘢啦，其實好難咧就去咁嘅制度係好難可能會真係公平咁樣去做某一樣嘢嘅，咁所以咧其實最好就兩邊嘅都有一個平衡咁啊最好啦。I always heard a lot of people are saying that after the election it might be some violence, right? So do you like have anything in place to maybe prevent this happen or to make sure everyone's safe?
Well, in our city, we have the Los Angeles County Sheriff as our police department. And I know that all the police departments are going to be on high alert during election day for what you just said, that there's potential violence, which is terrible. We need to respect the will of the majority. And like I said, many times I've voted for people that have lost. In fact, probably most of my life, most of the people I voted for have lost just because we're here in California and my party doesn't win that often. But I don't resort to violence. I mean, that's the worst thing we could do when it comes to an election. We need to respect the will of the people. And that's why elections need to be honest and fair so that we can respect the will of the people. Because if you have people cheating, then people will start resorting to violence and then we have chaos. And we've already had a civil war in this country and that's the last thing we need is people hurting each other or killing each other. And so I think we all need to just respect each other, respect that there's differing opinions, and I think we need to kind of take the temperature down in terms of getting angry. I have lots of friends that are Democrats, and honestly, I don't ask them what party they're in when I become their friend. I'm their friend because I like them and they're good people.
Good. Thank you. Yeah,咁啊，John 咧就話我問佢因為有啲人都會話，如果選舉之後可能會有暴動啦，咁佢話呢個警察咧都會維持治安嘅，同埋應該每個人都要係尊重大家，唔同意見都要尊重大家。咁希望呢個選舉係公平，咁大家咧就唔會有咁大嘅分歧啦。咁，we'll believe and trust the police will keep it all safe and hopefully nothing gonna happen because some of my friends
Yes.
were talking about they're not going to go anywhere on November 5th.
That might not be a bad idea.
They say they're going to just stay home and see what happened and wait until November 6th and Wednesday. And because I know, especially this time, I can feel the difference, different than before all the election. Everyone is really involved, it was emotional too. So you never know if not going to, happen what they wish and I don't know what's going to happen. So just hope that everything is okay. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're going to hope that everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time give us some what your thought and keep us posted everything happened and I'm really happy for you. So you become the mayor, so you still the even not the majority but still doing well, so good job.
Yeah, thank you very
You
much.
still
I
get a lot of
appreciate that.
support. Well, hopefully.
No, I
Yeah.
hope all your
Uh-huh.
I hope all your friends get out and vote, and you know, you're a good voice for you know, the person that wants to be informed and wants to understand what's happening worldwide. And I think your questions are great because I think it gets to the heart of, you know, how people are feeling, and we don't want people to be afraid to vote or to be afraid to go out on election night. So, you know, let's all try to work together to make sure that things stay peaceful and safe for all of us.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for being a good mayor and keep it all safe. We need you.
Thank you, Wayne.
Yeah, thank you. So hopefully I'll meet you again in some event or I'll see you somewhere. But if you need any help, let us know, you know.
I will.
Yeah,
Thank you so
yeah.
much.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for having me.
Yeah, spend time with us and you have a good day and we'll keep in touch. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Appreciate it.
Bye.
I'll stop.